was gonna do this last night for you. It looked like someone already did in Premiere, but I think you should do it in After Effects. I'm gonna show you how to do that. So we're gonna replace with an After Effects comp, and we can go up here to our pen or our rectangle tool. Just click and drag, and now I just figured this out a second ago, but we should. Okay, so this is like 230 by 530, right? So let's make a new solid, even though that's not what I wanted to do. Pre-comp it, and then Command K. What did we say? 230. Uncheck that by 530. Is that what it was? And then Shift Command Y to bring up the properties and change the thing. Okay. Now, okay, that's what I wanted to do. Now we have this very nice, correctly sized, and then if we change this to round, I think if we double click, it'll just make it, yep, bam. Cool. Now, why is that great? Well, because, oh, did I not? Okay, that's what I thought. I'm just gonna bring that in, and I'm gonna pretend like you had a graphics team already design your card, right? I'm gonna get if you needed to design this, okay, great. What you would do, you grab a rectangle tool, you go like that. I'll just turn that off for a second. We'll go up here to fill, make it the green, turn it back on, and then I guess you would have, these are logos, but let's just logo, and we'll, my thing's all messed up, hold on. There we go. Shrink that down. Logo, and we can duplicate it. Logo 2. They're like PNGs that you would bring in, right? Or whatnot. And then I guess if that line is important, you could go to your pen tool and go be a line. And if you hold shift, it like, you could click over there and it makes it straight. So that's helpful. And then let's bring the stroke up on the line. And I don't want it to bleed over. So our shape here, we're gonna say, hey, line, pick whip the track mat to that, and then it turns that off by default. We'll turn it back on, and bam, now the line is cropped where it needs to be. Okay, so you've done all that. You've set your thing up. Let's bring up the position. You can hit P, or you can just twirl it down and see them all. Drag your drop keyframe, drag it on down, because that's where you want it to land, right? And okay, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring it on down, right? It's gonna be like that, and then it goes up, and shift function 9, shift function command 9, and then select them and bring up your, I guess selecting was dumb, and then do that. Looks like it comes in a little bit more like that. And it's finished by here. Okay. Great. So that's the first thing. And then we basically what you want to do is you want to mask this. So you could what I think the easiest thing is just duplicate it, delete your keyframes, and then you don't need to do this, but just for illustration purposes, you go to fill and fill that. Great, right? And like old school, like make it a Luma mat, right? But we're just gonna pick whip that to this. What did that do? Well, this stays where it is the whole time. Remember, we got rid of the thing, so let's turn that off, and it's this layer is looking at that layer, saying I only show when that layer is showing me where to be. So that's great, and we just need to bring that down a little bit more. Oh wait, no we don't, because why? Because let's turn that off for a sec. They have something here that's some gobbledygook. So we can do a couple things. I'm just gonna show you a really cool trick. We're gonna duplicate that comp, and if we did anything in this comp, obviously it would show in that comp. So to make that an individual comp, we're going to reveal in project, duplicate it here, hold Option, drag it, okay, and see how it changed the name. Now anything we do in here won't be reflected in here because it's referencing a different comp. It's amazing. So what was the purpose of that? Let's turn this back on, and we actually, probably the height is more like 200. We'll just call it that for now, and we'll get rid of all that. It's probably more like 100. Okay. And we have a bunch of keyframes that we don't need. Let's bring that on down. Oh, and it looks like the mask that we put, we're gonna have to delete that, and then do that. Okay. And then actually we probably didn't even need to do that, but we can get rid of that. Hold Option to make those not like that. Great. So great. And then we just wanted to bring this down a bunch to like here-ish, and then pretend like your graphics team gave you graphics, or you're a graphics person, right? Make the graphic. What does it say? It's just color, and it says some stuff. So we could technically just go some stuff, right? That's some stuff. That's some pig. Only a select few will get that. Okay, great. So now it comes up just like we liked. Right? We can turn this off. Okay. Oh, turn that back on. There we go. Okay. So that's the first thing. And then someone asked, how do you draw the golf thing? Well, let's just go into our... Ooh, label your comps too, because that's always a good thing. So we'll call that Matt. We'll call this some stuff. We'll call this golf map. Okay, so open that up, and let's pretend that that line isn't there. Right, okay, so how would we draw the path? So we go up to our pen tool, we would click, let's say, oh, they started here, and they go and made it to here. Okay, and then you want to bring up your stroke, right? Not too big. We can change the color to red. Okay, that's looking okay. Twirl this down. Go to add. We'll do trim paths. Twirl that down. Let's go to the beginning of our timeline. Set a keyframe and hold Shift Option arrow key to push it on down, or we could have just made the keyframe. It doesn't matter. And then we're going to shrink it down. Look at that. Whoa, so cool. So now it did that. You're like, wait, I need it to do a little bendy. Well, that doesn't look good, so let's try again. When we click on it with we hit G, right? And then when we, sorry, getting ahead of myself. G is how you get to the pen tool. We need to add another thing, so we're gonna hold when we click, drag, and now we have these bendies, and that's fun. We can go over here as if it like got hit by the wind, maybe. Let's get rid of this fill because that's not doing anything for us. Neato burrito, and now it's like, whoa, how did he, it's a trick shot. Okay, so that's how you do that. That's how you do that. What else is happening here? Well, this is basically what we just did there, and to be honest, I don't really want to do that right now, but do I have it in me? Do I have it in me? All right, I got it in me. I can do it. It's not going to take that long. Okay, so okay, well, let's just say that this is a bar, right? We can make bars. Bars aren't hard to make. Bars aren't hard to make, and it's probably like 10. There we go. Great. So we have this bar, and it needs to slide out. Well, first, let's duplicate this bar, and I think I'm going to say convert to Bezier path, and then there's probably a way better way to do this, but oops. I'm gonna alt click these, and then I'm just gonna, oh yeah, there's definitely a better way to do that, but that's what I'm gonna do for now. And then I'm gonna say, hey, Mr. Bar here, look at this layer, but do the opposite of what you would normally do. And then we'll go here and we'll say position, that's where you end. At the beginning, yeah, this is getting closer, I think. And then be like that. Command Shift 9, Function Shift 9. This is Command Shift 9 to do the other one, and then you can drag these out. Okay, so we have that shape, and then I guess we also need this shape again with no. Oh, we didn't do that. Okay, cool. And then we'll convert that, and we'll say, actually, don't have, oh, hold on, undo, undo, undo. We want it to be there. Now get rid of those. Now convert to Bezier path. And we just want to select these and bring them in. Duh. Looks like, actually what's going on is this is square, so Command, G, Option click these, move it back, make it black, add an E. Okay. So this shape is actually supposed to be red. Let's make it the correct green. And then we'll duplicate this layer and make it the red. Great. Now, when it comes out, great. Now, let's change the path. Oh, I can't see. To that. Great. Now turn that back on. Now we're cooking. Okay, turn it off. And we'll add the text. Phrasey and Harry. We'll make it left justified because later, if we want to update text, we want it to be in the right area. We'll shrink that down a little bit more. And it looks like it starts coming on about here. So we'll I open bracket to make the thing to move it like that, right? Or close bracket to bring the end of it, but that's not what we're trying to do right now. And then it comes to here. So then we want it to end here, back at the beginning. Hey, don't be there, be over here. And I think we probably have something that we can say. Now you could just right click and go ease in. That's the same as hitting the hotkey for. We'll drag it in like that. And I imagine there's a little bit of a motion blur. And now we have to figure out there's a shape here somewhere. Well, I guess we could just say, hey, listen to the wind. And okay, so let's call this E box. Let's call this Matt. Let's call this, is it with an E? Matty? Yeah. That's our red. I think that would make this our green. And so Frezzy and Harry need to go track Matt down to green. And let's turn the green back on because by default. So now, wait. Oh shit, that didn't work. Okay. Why? Because the green actually exists there. It's just getting masked out by. So let's say, what can we say? Well, first we can say, hey, be below the E. That helps, right? And then we could say, don't listen. Same thing with what green is. So what's green at? It's at Matt. So we'll change this one to Matt. And we'll invert it. Great. Okay. Now, almost there. Okay. Now what's going on? There seems to be... Wait, hold on. Let's just look at this. So, I would say we just make a thing. Okay, yeah. Okay. So, green and okay. Do that. Delete the keyframes and make that green. This green. And what's going to happen is I want it to, I guess, come down. We could use position, but I'm going to do it with the path. I'm going to select that and that and that and that. And go over there. Whoop. And say, then be down there. Okay, but start it here. Looks like end it here. Oh, okay. I know why I should do position, because this will work, but I just realized okay. I just realized that I want the yeah. Okay, so I want that text whole 1 par 4. I want that to be, we're gonna parent it to green 2, because whenever, oops, yeah, but let's make it on green 2, and let's make green 2 down here. And then the reason that I was thinking to do that was because of these guys, but it's fine. Oop, we can just do that. Extend it up. We'll put it down later. And then, so now we want to parent it to green by going like that, so that whenever we move green, the text moves as well. So let's just toggle that off for a second, and it ends there. So put a position, and we'll go to here, and then we'll be like up. And then, of course, there's some easing going on, so let's on both sides. Okay, and then let's turn that back on. Put this down here. Yes. So we want green to be, oh, this is already matted, is it? It shouldn't be. To what? To this, I think, right? And let's, we just have to figure out, oh, there's a, yeah, let's make sure all our keyframes are ending at the same time. Okay, now, let's duplicate this. Matte T, bottom green. We're gonna say, hey, Matt, you actually need to be as big as this rectangle here. So let's convert to Bezier path. Oh, I guess keep those. I think, right? What's wrong with that? Oh, and then, yeah, no, man. And then bottom green, you pay attention to that. Kind of. Wait, no. There we go. Yay. Okay. So, we're close. The only thing here is that there's this weird little corner thing going on. Because oh, well, you know what? I think that's enough. I mean, oops. Well, now it's fucked. Okay. I think it's good enough. You basically get the idea. I hate to say that. It's so annoying. Oh, there's one more thing. The text here, right? Too bad. I mean, if you want this project file, I'll link it. Good luck.